Let's bring in our panel. Lori Watkins, Democratic strategist and former campaign policy director for President Obama, and Dr. Josh McConkey, Republican candidate for North Carolina Lieutenant Governor. Welcome back to both of you. Thanks for joining us. Lori, Maine Democrats, they made their choice today. They picked the former state Senate President Jackson for the November election. He's not a political outsider, but how does he compare and contrast to the message Graham Platner presented before, of course, he withdrew from the race?
Hey, thanks for having me on your show tonight. So today was a very proud day for the Maine Democratic Party, and I just want to congratulate them because they were able to put a very possibly difficult process into place within just a few weeks' time and had hundreds, if not thousands, almost 2,000 delegates vote. And today, Mr. Jackson was the overall winner. He won by a landslide. And I hope that the Maine voters, not just Democrats, but Maine voters get behind him. What I'm looking for specifically, Hannah, is can he take it, meaning take those voters? Can he grow that coalition, and can he sustain it? And that's going to need a lot of fundraising dollars, and we might get into that here tonight. But I'm looking forward to this race. And again, I just want to congratulate everyone on the process because people felt like they were part of this. And It all turned out the way that it should have. That's democracy in action.
Yeah, when we talk about dollars, we also know Susan Collins has $11 million in her war chest. Josh, a poll released just before Jackson was officially chosen, and I hope our viewers look at this, show him with a slight, very slight lead over Collins. But a lot can happen over the next 101 days. And Collins, we know this, has proven to be a tough seat to beat, seeing as she's going for her 6th straight term. Are we in for a neck-and-neck race all the way to the finish line?
Well, I don't know if I'd be celebrating if I was the Democrats in Maine. All you've done is just a Graham Platner Lite. So this is an individual that, again, has issues with women, bullying, very misogynistic behavior. And again, the Democrats have a very difficult time of learning from their mistakes. They've just installed another individual who didn't win a primary. So I do think that they're going to see through that. When you have the moderate people that end up deciding these elections, I don't think he's going to win.
Lori, let's move to Michigan. Congresswoman Haley Stevens, like I mentioned before, got endorsed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She is considered a possible 2028 presidential campaign. In the Democratic Senate primary race against progressive Abdul El-Sayed, Whitmer, there is no doubt she is very popular in Michigan. But do you think this endorsement will help Stevens gain ground on El-Sayed, as polls, again, show her just slightly behind?
Yes, absolutely. This was a major endorsement for Haley Stevens. Gretchen Whitmer is the most popular, most notorious politician in Michigan, and she should be very proud of that fact. And everyone knows her name. Everyone is very impressed by a lot of the people that she has endorsed in the past because they have gone on to win and be very successful and bring back a lot to Michiganders. So Haley Stevens, she, came into Congress in 2018 by flipping a Republican district. That was a point that Gretchen Whitmer mentioned or was part of her rationale process when she was deciding who she was going to endorse. And I think that she made the right decision. Now it's up to Haley Stevens if she can pull this across the finish line. I don't believe in the polling that we're seeing, and I also don't believe in the polling in Maine. Polling these days I take it with a grain of salt, and this is a former Democratic strategist telling you this. But Haley Stevens can do this. She's got to get out in front of those voters as she's had been doing, but she needs to get into every single corner and pocket. And she's doing that, and she's showing people her authentic self. And I think the more and more that she continues to do that, she is becoming more relatable with not just Democrats, but with independents, those very persuadable voters who we are looking forward to bringing in our tent.
All right, Josh, let's go back overseas. President Trump was asked in the Oval Office this week if he thinks Iran is trying to influence the midterms with their aggression. Trump said, quote, probably, but then he said this.
They won't have any impact on me. I'm just going to do the right thing. I don't view it as, gee, we're having an election in a period of time. Everyone says, oh, I'm doing something before. No, the election, I can't think about that having to do with this.
Look, Josh, there's no denying military action like this is complicated. But given how some in his own party have been very open in their opposition to the Iran war, including Speaker Johnson, do you think there are some top Republicans who may try to bend his ear on this, seeing as the balance of power, especially in the House, could swing come November?
Well, I think they're certainly getting involved and they're very concerned about these midterm elections. But when you know that this decision, stopping them from having a nuclear weapon, they've said many, many times this Iranian regime would use that. So he literally is making the right call here, and history is going to bear that out. But when you a fate of nuclear war on the line and just hundreds of thousands or more lives lost, he can't be deterred and he cannot let them have a nuclear weapon. So I agree with the president.
All right, Dr. Josh McConkey, Lori Watkins, it's always great to see both of you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Thank you again for joining us tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.